Hey, guess what?
What?
We were at Long Beach Comic Convention.
I know, I was there.
Oh yeah, you look really different outside of your Wonder Woman underwear and gold bracelets. Anyway, there was so much fun to be had.
And we had it all, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We did. Check out what happened. A super random report invaded the Long Beach Comic Convention, and we got to sit down with Whilce Portacio, the artist and writer of the new comic book, Nonhumans.
I'm here with Whilce Portacio.
Hi. Kumusta?
Very talented and super creative, and I'm such a huge fan. People probably know a lot of your works: X-Men, X Factor, creator of Bishop. You've done a lot of plotting. You do a lot of the plot and artistry work for comic books.
Yeah, I've become what they now call a creator. Just blanket it all into creating, and that's really what art it really is. You know, it's just taking a concept and going with it which way it goes. And you find that a lot of Filipino artists are that way. They have a strong basis of art underneath them, which allows them then to go into painting, to go into dance, to sing, to play guitar. You know, I mean, I've got a guitar at the side of my desk just to, you know, relieve out the stress and stuff.
And you play guitar too?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my first dream. If I didn't become a comic book artist, I would be a rock star today. I would be Apple the App.
So how did you get involved with writing comics and?
I was just, you know, like most. I mean, you know, let's put it out there. Most Filipinos are shy, and especially if you're an artist, you're then doubly shy. And then if you grew up as a scrawny little kid, you're triply shy. So I was always in the back, but instead of being just in the back, I always observed. I always watched people, and I always asked why. Why are those people fighting? Why are those people happy? Why does that tree look like that today, and why at a different time the tree looks a different way? And I try to answer the questions. And therein, I started to develop in a logical way, oh, well, let me try to do all this stuff that I'm thinking about. And so I started drawing, and most artists begin their artistic life by doing these scribbles. And then all of a sudden people start going, oh, I see, you're drawing, oh, isn't that our friend there? Or isn't that superhero here? And when you get that reinforcement, then you start doing that more and more and more. And then you build that repertoire of drawings that people can recognize. And then you become an artist at one point. And then after that, it's just the point of getting professionals to recognize you.
So did you come across any obstacles as a Filipino-American breaking into the industry?
I am very fortunate. The comics community, and then now we're branching out into the Hollywood community and into other entertainment fields. I'm very fortunate. From the very beginning in comics and everything, the community was so small that they just needed bodies to do the work. And so once you could prove that you could do the work, you know, if you can keep doing the work, keep doing the deadlines, then they'll give you anything that you want, as much as you want. So I was very, very, very lucky. So I came in at a time where actually it was me and Jim Lee Sabay. We actually came in, I think it was just a month apart at the same time with the same editor. So he could guide us together into the same direction. So it was this, there have been other Asian artists, but there was always never been these two what would become top-level artists for the company coming at the same time. So it was almost like just we were a two-man Asian invasion, and so they really then opened the doors up for us, because again, we were both very hungry. We both really wanted to prove ourselves, and I don't care what any artist says. If you really are an artist, you are mayabang, but please stay mayabang dito inside, okay? Be confident of your work. That is the number one power. That's the number one tip for any artist. You have to be confident in your work, in what you can do. But please, only inside.
So tell us a little bit about your new comic, Nonhumans, and what your inspiration was behind it.
Well, other than the rock and roll, my first love actually was science fiction. I used to, my father would, as I was a kid, would get these science fiction novels from the university that he helped out at, and I would read those, and I would try to, because I would see that in my head as I read it, I would try to draw them. And that's how I really started developing my storytelling and my drawing sense for comics and stuff. And so coming back and doing my own independent books again, my first instinct was to finally do a pure science fiction book. Nonhumans is, the basic concept is Blade Runner, Toy Story, where all of a sudden all these favorite toys of our kids, they all of a sudden come to life. So this is 24 years after that first initial happening, and now there's so many non-humans, so many toys out there, that one of our characters is Buddy the Bear. He's a cuddly teddy bear, but he's the neighborhood drug dealer. The main character for the first story arc is a detective who is hunting down. His job at the police force is to hunt down criminal non-humans. And the reason he does that is because he has these scars and one of his eyes is destroyed, because when his toy came to life, it killed his mom and almost killed him. And so he's had this. So now imagine him then, his 14-year-old son comes home, and his girlfriend, his son's girlfriend, is a Victoria's Secret's mannequin.
This is so creative. I would have never thought of creating any of these characters, or even can you imagine seeing it?
Well, in the very serious side, underneath what's really happening is it's Glenn Brunswick, my writer, and I, our thoughts on. See, the mechanism we're using is that, you know how kids are so easily attach themselves to pets, to inanimate objects, to toys. We're trying to say there really is something happening there.
Yeah.
There's something actually transferring there. And so when the toys come to life, they don't just start to walk around and zombie out. They come up, and whatever your personality is, they have a piece of that. So they're almost as human and as individual as we are. And so later on in the book, one of the fun parts is later on, as the series goes on, we're going to expand the definition of what is non-human. Initially, we're just teasing that it's toys, but like at the end of the first issue, they chase after this human-looking guy, tall guy, and they shoot him, and he falls down. And they come up to him, and all of a sudden they see it's a mannequin, and the top half is a hole. So you understand that there was a smaller toy inside this mannequin so that it could appear human. And so later on, we're going to expand it out to okay, just look at here, cosplayers. I'm pretty sure they spent a lot of emotion and money and time building their costumes and stuff. Imagine that coming to life. Look at all the people that get attached to collectibles and other things. Imagine those things coming to life. And then, like I said, since they feel human, they want to be human. Then think about it. There are human-like, scaled one-on-one toys and mannequins out there that look and appear in every detail human. Imagine when those came to life, we wouldn't be able to tell. Well, we're publishing right now through Image Comics. So you can go to the Image Comics website to check that out. You can also check my websites or my Twitter feeds or my Facebook feeds. And if there happens to be a comic book store anywhere near you. We've all come here and made our own successes in our own little corners of America. And it's now about time, since we're successful and have the means and now have the experience and skills, to join up together and stand up as Filipino. Because one thing I'll leave you with is there are so many Filipino professional artists in the US, working for Pixar, working for DreamWorks, working for Marvel, working for DC, you name any game, any movie, any toy, any animation, there's Filipinos not only working on it, but managing and directing on the top levels of it. Now, all of those Filipinos are Pinoys, are Filipino, and they're making millions and millions of dollars for these corporations that, like Pixar, we know as American.
Right.
But the world doesn't know that when
it.
when a Filipino artist comes into a studio, people expect this could be somebody real good because of all of the other. So imagine that whole core of Filipino professionals all gathering together from all companies, all mediums, getting together and then doing real Filipino stuff. I mean, because I'll leave you with, remember that little kid, that's Filipino. Ask them. Ask Pixar. That's a Filipino kid.
Our fun fact for the day. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to many, many collaborations and just seeing your work take off, and check out his new comic book series, Nonhumans.
Thank you.